Hello, my Jason, and welcome to my anime review for Blue Exorcist. And so, Season 2 coming out with the Kyoto Impure King Arc, I decided to review the first season of Blue Exorcist. This is a 2011 anime that premiered in the spring of 2011. It is based on the 2009 manga by Kazue Kato, which I would recommend reading. I've read bits and pieces of the manga. It definitely gives you more context towards many different events. It gives you more characterizations as well. Definitely this anime is very well liked, I would say. I mean, there is a season 2, and there's a bit of a nice fandom I found here and there, with many people very much singing the praises of this anime. It certainly does some very unique things, playing off very different aspects of other works like a Soul Eater or a Harry Potter, especially the world that they inhabit as well. Very much has the stylizations and the inspirations as well. You see that within the other works from the creators as well. You see their inspirations to dub into here for Blue Exorcist, and a very interesting world that has very interesting things done, but I don't think it really does justice to what it could be later on. And I say that because the first couple episodes is fantastic, probably one of the best episodes of the series, because it sets up the world quickly right away, sets up the main characters in Rin and his brother Yukio, and also their father as well as Shiro, probably one of the best characters of the series, at least my favorite character of the series. And it definitely sets up those characters while also setting up a bunch of other things, the True Cross Academy, also with Rin's sort of journey and his character arc and what his motivation is, killing off Satan because Satan killed his dad, but it turns out Satan is actually his dad. And so lots of crazy things going on, but it does a good job setting everything up, with Mephisto coming into Rin and really just selling a bet with Shiro as well. And so definitely a lot of interesting things that were set up. However, as the series progresses, it turns more into like a slice of life sitcom-y anime where we have different sects of our group of characters, other supporting characters along Rin and Yukio, and mostly just the whole entire class that Rin is in. And so this sets them up with many different adventures and many different sort of sitcom-y sort of scenarios. They do a good job setting up conflict within this as well, with Rin's predicament, being half being the son of Satan. He is a half demon and a half human, and they do set up some interesting sort of scenarios as well as some other characters who are very much, the priest-like characters. They are involved in tragedies where their parents or their loved ones are killed off by Satan, and so very interesting things that were built up. However, I think the way they were established, I would say, the way they dealt with the conflict wasn't really as strong for me, for many different reasons. So many different things that were just set up for bigger arcs, or for different characters that really did play a good big part. Either way, there's a teacher who was setting up all these scenarios for Rin so his classmates could go against him. I didn't really like that scenario because it just didn't really add much at all. It just added more convoluted sort of things and other agendas to look out for. And there are definitely many cliches within this series that are pretty tired if you've watched a ton of shonen anime. And definitely the paladin character of Arthur, he's pretty cliched as well as some other cliched sort of things. Rin loses his anger because of Shimi, who is in trouble with another one of Satan's predecessors or just sons, and he gets pissed off. He loses control of his Satan powers, and there's a character that's introduced Shura, who has to basically train Rin to control his Satan power. So we're dealing with those cliches there. So I won't get too much into spoilers for season 1, but definitely those spoilery sort of things that involve Yukio, sort of really cliche there as well. Thought was very weird, especially the ending, the way the ending progressed in the anime at least. It was very convoluted. It was very confusing as well. Not just that confusing, it's just more convoluted, and just really felt unnecessary to the big plots in general. I just felt like they had to add more bigger existential sort of things instead of just focusing on the characters, which I felt they should have done in the first place. Just focused on more characters, because the supporting characters are very interesting. My favorite one of those supporting characters is Izumo. She has a very interesting little short arc for her treatment of Shimi, one of the love interests of sorts for Rin and Yukio, and the way she is treated. She's very shy sort of character. She's always been stuck at home with her mother, and also Yukio and Shiro as well. She's always been by herself, not having a lot of friends, as Izumo takes advantage of her. And I thought I liked the little story arc there because they both serve two different characters. Izumo growing as a character, learning how to make friends, and really just learning how to also branch off from her own safe space, as well as Shime does do as well. And for her, Shimi, she does a good job at making friends and also standing up for herself as well as she learns to develop her powers and really just develop herself with I think Nichan or whatever that little familiar name is. Definitely she learns to harness her powers and really become useful in her own right. I think the most agreed upon point for this series, whether you're regardless of the plot and the characters, what you think of those, I think the most agreed upon point is the animation and the soundtrack is spot on. It is fantastic. The animation, they really did a good job at Rin's sort of Satan powers activating, his demon powers activating with the blue flames all around him. You get used to it. I wasn't really used to it at first when I first saw it, but as the series progresses, they really do a good job at creating a very badass sort of character there. Animation flows very well, especially during the action scenes. Soundtrack is fantastic. The opening theme, both opening themes are really great, and even the soundtracks during the important moments are really great as well. And so I think those are the most agreed upon points, regardless what you think of the plot and the characters, which I think are very so-so overall. And so for rating this anime, given Blue Exorcist a 3.5 out of 5, I think the plot does get pretty muddled at points with the long episodic series that it does have. It also have many of the weaker characters that aren't really well developed. Hopefully the second season can help develop these supporting characters. Again, Yoshiro is my favorite character. He's very well developed. Rin and Yukio, the other main characters, very well developed. I think one more from Izumo, some other of the other characters, Kamaru, Renzo and Ryuji. I think those characters, they had their mini arcs here and there, but I think they could have done a lot more of them. They just focused more on the characters rather than just trying to build up existential plots that really just end up being cliche at the end of this anime. The way the series ended just pretty much ended up being more cliche than most, but still the animation is still fantastic. Soundtrack is very great as well. The dub for this anime isn't really that great for me. You can watch the dub on Crunchyroll. I think Netflix still has Blue Exorcist on their catalog, but still I would recommend the subs for this. If you're more familiar for the dubs, that's what you prefer, that's fine, but I wouldn't really recommend it myself. And so what do you guys think about Blue Exorcist? Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, if you're excited for season 2, put your thoughts on season 2 in the comment section down below as well. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe as well. Thank you for your anime review for season 1 of Blue Exorcist. Please have a nice day. Bye bye.